Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria of Through the Peacock's Eyes. This video is a general reading for all of us out there for guidance for working with a lot of the energies that are coming up with the solar eclipse. If you haven't checked out my astrology readings, one from the Western astrology perspective and one from the Vedic astrology perspective on this solar eclipse new moon, do check those out. But basically a lot of emotional, psychological, psychic, and spiritual energies and messages are coming up. Eclipses bring closure and then a new door opens. And though those readings are quite positive, I thought I would do this spread as a general reading for everyone out there because it's really focusing on what are we closing? What are we bringing to closure? So this spread is a VR to Natalie over at Sanskrit Blue Channel. And I just thought it fit the solar eclipse energy really well. It's called the Troma Nagmo Kali Severance spread. So I have the questions written here in front of me. I will link her video down below and pin it to the top of the comments for you guys. And you can see how she laid it out in a six-pointed star or Yeshayani symbol, Star of David symbol, Merkaba symbol. You can see those positions, but I'm just going to pull the 7 cards for the spread just to show you guys, not show it on the table, if that makes sense. So let's get started. So this is about, what do we need to sever? I'll read the questions as I go through it. I'm going to add a little bit to it to add to the energies of the solar eclipse. I guess you could see them as slight modifications to the questions. Okay. And the deck I am using is the Circle of Life Tarot, which just seemed to fit with the eclipse energy, with the solstice, with the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction coming up and the new year. A lot of cycles are coming full circle, completing, closing, and opening new cycles up. Yes, and as I was going over the questions and thinking about, doing this spread, probably because it's very Buddhist-based, with Troma Nagmo, the Buddhist version of Kali, it got me thinking that this is really about severing the 3 poisons or the 3 causes of cyclical existence, or they're also called the 3 causes of suffering, I believe, which are desire or greediness, anger or hatred, and ignorance. And so this might play out in one or all of those for whoever's watching out there. Okay, so let me do one deeper shuffle here. And split the deck. It's a round deck. It's a little hard to split. Okay. All right. So the first question is, to what must I sever attachment? So you can rephrase that as, what am I clinging to? What am I holding on to? Or what do I need to let go of with this eclipse, with this turning of the cycles these next 2 weeks? Okay. So the first card we get is interesting. We get the Sun card. To what must I sever attachment? And the word that's popping into my head, which I don't normally astrologically connect to the sun, is ego. We need to sever our ego heads. That is so Kali energy. We need to sever our egos. We need to humble ourselves. Maybe some of us need some humility. We need to realize there's a part of us that thinks we deserve more than everyone else. There's a part of us, even if you have issues with self-value, self-worth, and confidence, there's a part of us that feels more deserving. Now, this doesn't mean, like everyone deserves to be happy and so on. I guess self-righteousness, that's the right word. Self-righteousness. So a question to ask ourselves, in what ways have we been self-righteous? In what way do we deserve something that other people don't? That's what I'm picking up here. So interesting. Okay, so that's the first card. Personally, I'm going to go through this deeper, even though this is a general reading. I'm including myself in this. Okay, so the second question is, Through what means may I sever this attachment? And Natalie used the example of the kartika, the tool used to sever the head. So through what means may I sever this attachment? How can I work on releasing self-righteousness, releasing an inflated ego energy? And of course, I feel like this is just an aspect of ourselves. This is not all of us that we present to the world. In what way can I release this idea that I deserve something or better than everyone else, or maybe the person next to you? We get the King of Wands, so more fiery. I mean, to me, this is my Leo card. More hot, fiery energy. So through what means or how may I sever this attachment? I want to say by recognizing it, because to me, these are both very strong, similar sun, fire, leonine energies. By recognizing that I am that I, like probably everyone else, have moments of inflated ego, of self-righteousness, of I'm better than you, I deserve that and you don't. Why can't I have that? I want that. I am that. The recognition of it is the very means of severing this attachment. And just going back to the 3 causes of suffering, or I learned it as the 3 poisons of cyclical existence. The desire, the greed, I deserve it, I deserve it, I deserve it. That should be mine, 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 whether it's something physical or something intangible, right? Oh, round decks, I struggle on camera. The ignorance, pretending it's not there. Delusions of grandeur. And then anger at someone else who might have something. So this may play out as jealousy for some. Very interesting. Okay, the third question is who or what are the gods/demons? So check out Natalie's video. She goes more into that. If you're not familiar with a Buddhist perspective or even a Hindu perspective, this may not make sense, but this is one I'm going to modify. So the question is, who, what are the gods or demons who need to be fed through compassionate offering? So I modified it for a more general audience. What shadow aspect or archetypal energy or aspect of myself needs to be fed with compassion? So what part of me needs to be embraced and loved rather than suppressed, ignored? Again, the ignorance, delusions of grandeur. How can I embrace it with compassion? Oh, we get the High Priestess. The High Priestess. How can I embrace this inner demon, this shadow, this archetypal energy, this aspect of me? Or for some, because it's God/demons, this sort of God complex within me, through connecting to our inner wisdom, to connecting to our intuition, embracing what we pick up empathically, what we pick up psychically. And I feel through that, we will understand that we are connected and interconnected with everyone else. And that's a way that we can humble ourselves and realize I don't deserve more or better than someone else. We're all one of this great community. We are interconnected. I am that, I am you. We are. So turning within, all this fire, sun, leonine energy is very outward and masculine. This is very feminine. High Priestess is ruled by the moon. So we have the sun and the moon, basically. Turning within. That gets us out of our heads, more into our hearts, more into our intuitive, empathic, emotional understanding of what's going on around in our personal lives. Maybe this is playing out for you more in community or globally. Allowing ourselves to feel those things we maybe haven't wanted to feel. Maybe we've been afraid to feel, because if we feel, we might have to change. But this time of the solar eclipse is a time to embrace this inner change. Okay, so that's card 3. And you could say, so what shadow, if you want to phrase it that way? What shadow, what God/demon, what archetypal energy needs compassion? Our feeling side. We can't hide from it. Our intuitive side. Your psychic side, if you pick things up clairvoyantly, clairaudiently, and so on. Embrace that. This like excess masculine energy is like, tries to obliterate this. But we need to embrace this with love and compassion. It's within all of us. Okay, the 4th question is, having severed this attachment, how may I purify and transform it into compassionate offering? So I modified that in, having recognized this attachment, this shadow, this archetype. Having recognized this, and through that recognition, that's the means of severing, right? How do I begin to integrate this shadow, this aspect, and understand it within myself? So how do I begin that? So we get, for the 4th question, we get the 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands, a card of completion and celebration. How do I begin to integrate it, to honor it? So here we have 3 fairy type creatures here, hanging out together, honoring each other's presence, honoring the high priestess, round cards, the high priestess within each of us. Celebrate it. Celebrate that it's part of you. Celebrate that it helps to make you whole. So you could see this as, we have the sun and the moon. It's a balance of masculine and feminine. If one becomes too strong, or it could be the other way around sometimes. If one becomes too strong, we become so imbalanced. Everything in our lives seems to fall apart. Yeah. Celebrate it, honor it, talk to friends about it. Give it its due. So the question is, how might I purify and transform it? I think this is leading to the next question. Give it its due honor. So the next question is, what is the most effective means of calling in the God/demon/shadow aspect and so on to be fed? So when I was saying give it its fair due as you honor it, I was thinking feeding it. So that's the next question. What is the most effective means of calling it to be fed? What is the most effective means of honoring it and celebrating the high priestess within us? So we get Judgment. We have an angel here. On the earth. Just realized that. Haven't used this deck in a while. Judgment. So what is the most effective means of calling in this God, inner demon, shadow, archetypal energy, this high priestess? To be fed, we wake up. We wake up. We wake up to our roles, on this planet Earth. Again, that's connecting back to the interconnectedness. We wake up to the reality that we are not separate from everything else. It may seem like it, especially if you're in lockdown and you're stuck in your home and you're by yourself. It may seem like it, but we're all connected. And a way to connect now, besides through the internet, is energetically and emotionally. And that's what's being called forth. Our emotional, intuitive, empathic, psychic sides. Okay. We wake up and we step up however we can. We pray. I mean, this is kind of making me think of, it looks a little like Jesus to me. We pray. We pray for healing. We pray for peace for others. Not just for ourselves. I deserve it. I deserve better. I'm me. I don't have to do that. No, we're all interconnected. Feel the connection. Wake up to it. Okay. The sixth question is, once fed, how will I recognize the ally in myself or another? So the ally, it's now an ally. The Ten of Pentacles. So traditionally a card of wealth. Here we have a family. How will we recognize it? We'll feel the connection. In myself or another. We'll feel the connection. We'll feel that we're all family. We'll feel we're there to take care of each other or to be a caregiver at times, but it goes both ways, right? You don't want to go give, and deplete yourself. We take care of each other emotionally, but maybe it has to do with material and physical things. So how will you recognize it in others? Through their generosity, love, compassion, helping others. Through their actions, because it's pentacles, it's material, it's in the physical world, through their actions. And I added on to this, so question 4, I said begin integration. Adding on to that sixth question, I said, now how do I integrate it? When we recognize it, how do I integrate this shadow? How do I integrate this high priestess energy? By being caring and generous to others. Okay, and the last and seventh question here is, what is it that is being integrated into wholeness? So beyond that high priestess, in my slightly modified version here. What is it that is being integrated into wholeness? So we have the Knight of Wands. We have a lot of wands here. The Knight of Wands. Taking action. She's holding fire. Taking action for oneself and others in a more balanced and integrated way within, so that we can feel, allow ourselves to feel, and this is a card of movement, and move among others, among the world, among the planet, energetically and emotionally and otherwise, with true passion. With passion for compassion. Whoops. Yeah. What is being integrated into wholeness? Passion. not the desire and greediness of the three poisons of cyclical existence, but true passion that comes from the heart. True passion to, sounds cheesy, but I just heard, be all you can be. True passion that comes when you understand that we are interconnected. When you understand that it's not just me against the world. Ugh, this always happens. But when we have this integrated balance within, round X, I'll never get this right. And we wake up and allow ourselves to move about the world. And that doesn't mean we're physically going everywhere. To move about the world and the universe from our hearts. And when we work towards embracing this high priestess energy, you realize more and more that we are connected. Okay, that is my my solar eclipse Troma Nagmo / Kali Severance spread created by Natalie over at Sanskrit Blue. Guidance for us for this intense solar eclipse energy. Again, check out my astrology videos. I'll link one of them here or there, one side. Yeah, I hope this guidance helps out, especially whatever might come up, because we had a lot of 12th house energy, both in the Western and Vedic for this solar eclipse. Whatever comes up for your spiritual path, for your psychological healing and understanding what to bring closure to or what to sever, what to let go of, and then what to integrate for the new beginning. All right, thank you again. Have a wonderful new moon solar eclipse, and I'll see you back here soon.